Welcome to Unit 3, where we'll talk about communication styles and ethics. This is a very important unit in regards to talking about your success or your ability to be successful in the area of sales. First, we'll talk about communication styles. Everyone's got a different communication style. It's essential that we're able to not only identify our own style, but we need to identify the styles of other people that we're working with. Our style can be different, and sometimes our style can turn off someone else if they have a different type of communication style. For me, I am more on the outgoing side of the paradigm. And so I can have a tendency to be a little bit intimidating to someone who is not on that same wavelength. And so you kind of have to make sure that you are identifying where you are and understanding what it takes to kind of change your personality to kind of work in the different communication styles. The second part, which is probably one of the most important parts when we talk about being successful in sales, is this idea of ethics. And it seems interesting to me that we're talking about it now, since I've just been kind of given my own ethical dilemma for myself. And so the one thing that I'm always questioned with is, as a salesperson or business person or whatever you plan on doing, the only thing you really take with you from job to job is your reputation, and a majority of that reputation is based on the ethical decisions that you make. It's the only thing that we have that we can take with us. A lot of times as salespeople, well, in general, as salespeople as a whole, as an industry, we look at what people think of us in the area of ethics, and we're ranked second to last. There's only one group of people below us, and those are attorneys and lawyers. And so people are already thinking that we have a bad ethical standard. It's important for us to identify what our ethics decisions are going to be. And within that, being able to, how are we going to apply it to actual situations? There's been several situations where I've been in where my supervisors have asked me to do things where I didn't feel that it matched my ethics. And I have to say, early on in my career, I probably didn't do what I should have done, which was refused specific assignments because of that. Now, as I grow older, I come to the realization of how important ethics is. And sometimes it's hard to turn money away. But in essence, those are things you have to do. And so we're going to have a little bit of an opportunity for you to look at some different situations and which ones you think are the ethical decisions. You know, it really comes down to, a lot of times that ethical decision isn't necessarily the easy decision to make. But what is the right decision for you? Because bottom line is, you are going to have to live with the decisions you make. And I cannot stress how important this is, that you continue to make the right decision throughout the process. Because as we start to slip and change our ethics, it starts to go down a certain direction. And then once we realize it, it may be too late. And so I've always believed in a couple things, and my ethics always had to do, always be truthful to the customer. Sometimes I knew my product wasn't the right product for them. It was my job to be truthful to that customer and tell them why that wasn't true, and what is it that our product could actually do versus what it couldn't do. Number two, never wanted to put myself in a situation where I question a decision that I made. If there's gray area and you have to question it, usually that means it's not the right decision to make. A lot of times, the right ethical standards is the long way around. It's easy to take shortcuts. Unfortunately, shortcuts have a way of coming back and creating problems for you. And I, thirdly, always wanted to treat people the way I wanted to be treated. I'm not saying that's the only way to go about life. I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm not saying it's the wrong way. That's just what I personally picked. And so as we look at ethics and looking at the importance of ethics, what ethical standards should salespeople be following? That's really the question that we're going to be looking at. So this is what we're going to be looking at throughout the unit. Feel free to email me with any questions. Make sure that you send all your assignments to me via email. There won't be too much this time around. There's going to be a test that's going to be posted. There's the ethics worksheets to complete, and then this time there's actually going to be 3 discussion board questions for you to complete. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Thank you.